When I open my eyes, the first thing I see is silk. Ivory sheets, gold curtains, a chandelier so large it could double as a medieval torture device. And then his arm. Heavy, warm, draped over my waist like it belongs there. My brain short-circuits. Because that arm, that voice breathing softly against my neck, belongs to Ethan Addams, the male lead. The future national heartthrob. And also, the man who will one day call me insane, testify against me, and watch as the police drag me away in handcuffs. I bolt upright. Oh no, 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 not again. The universe, apparently, finds this hilarious. The last thing I remember is reading the final chapter of Love in Bloom Street, where Celia Whitlock, the unhinged villainess, gets arrested for crimes of passion and poor decision-making. Now I'm her. Stuck right before the story goes downhill. Ethan stirs beside me, blinking sleepily. You're awake early. Did something happen? Yes, Ethan. I happened. A woman who knows you're about to fall for someone else and ruin my fictional life. I force a smile that probably looks like mild constipation. Nothing, just thinking. He sits up, all tousled hair and sleepy charm. His voice goes low. About what? About how to break up with you before I'm imprisoned for throwing a hairbrush at Sophia Stone. About us, I say carefully, and how maybe we shouldn't be us anymore. That wakes him up faster than caffeine. His expression goes from sleepy to CEO-level composed. Excuse me. Oh, fantastic. The male lead's temper arc. Look, Ethan, I blurt. You're great and all, but I just think our personalities clash. You're too. Too what? Too protagonist why? He stares at me. That's not a word. It should be, I mutter. He runs a hand through his hair, disbelief written all over his stupidly handsome face. Celia, did I do something wrong? Yes, you fell in love with another woman in Chapter 7. But I can't say that, so I grab a pillow for emotional support. You deserve someone better. He smirks. There isn't anyone better, Celia. My internal panic hits level 100. Because this is not how it's supposed to go. He's meant to get angry, storm off, and then meet Sophia Stone at the cafe next week. Instead, he's looking at me like I'm the main character. And that's a problem. You're probably wondering what's going on. Why I'm trying to dump the most perfect man in existence like some kind of deranged life coach. Well, plot twist, I'm not Celia Whitlock. Not really. I'm me, a very normal woman who fell asleep reading Love in Bloom Street, a novel where Celia is the jealous, obsessive ex-girlfriend who ruins her own life for a man that never loved her back. In the original story, she starts off as refined, charming, and a little spoiled. And then, Ethan Addams, cold, golden, untouchable Ethan, breaks up with her after she loses it over his new secretary, Sophia Stone. Poor Sophia. Sweet, kind, sunshine in human form Sophia. Celia accused her of flirting with Ethan, spread rumors, showed up at Ethan's office wearing a wedding dress. Yes, a wedding dress. When Ethan broke it off, she completely unraveled, stalking him, threatening anyone who got close, throwing champagne at socialites, and finally getting arrested for trespassing and assault. Even her family's money couldn't save her. The Addams name was too powerful, and Ethan's testimony sealed her fate. A tragic villainous downfall. Great drama to read, not to live. And now here I am, living it. I glance at Ethan across the table, his dark hair messy from running a hand through it too many times. He's still watching me like I just declared war. So, you want to break up, he says slowly, voice calm but dangerous. Yes, I say, pretending confidence. We're simply incompatible. You're ambitious, I'm unhinged. His brow arches, unhinged. Not yet, but give it 3 chapters. He leans forward, voice soft. Celia, if something's wrong, tell me. Oh no, he's being kind. He's not supposed to be kind yet. This is the problem with being self-aware in a novel. Everyone else still thinks they're in a normal romance. I just need space, I blurt, standing up too fast. Lots of space, preferably a continent away. Ethan blinks. Are you breaking up with me or moving to Mars? Either works, I squeak, then grab my purse and make a dramatic exit. At least that was the plan. Because halfway through the hallway, I hear his voice, quiet, calm, far too composed. I'm not letting you go that easily, Celia. Oh, fantastic. He's activating the male lead possessive arc early. This is not going according to script. I lock my bedroom door, flop onto the enormous bed, and stare at the ceiling like it personally offended me. Okay, deep breaths. Step 1, I'm inside the novel. Step 2, I'm the villainess. Step 3, I go crazy, get dumped, ruin everything, and end up in jail. Step 4, no, there is no step 4 because I'm in jail. I sit up, grab a notebook from the bedside table, and scrawl the words, survival plan, across the top in very aggressive capital letters. All right, Celia, I mutter. We are not going to be arrested for emotional damage this time. We are going to be normal. The pen hovers, and I immediately realize I have no idea how to be normal. Still, I try. Step 1, break up with Ethan Addams before the plot starts. Current status, failed. He thinks it's a joke. Step 2, avoid Sophia Stone like she's the Grim Reaper in high heels. Because once she enters the story, everything goes downhill. Step 3, no public scenes, no jealousy, no wedding dresses. No matter how dramatic the lighting is or how good I look in lace. Step 4, be polite, elegant, and unbothered. Like one of those heroines who sigh beautifully while sipping tea and saying mysterious things. Step 5, save enough money to disappear to another country. Preferably one without extradition laws. I stare proudly at my list. Perfect, foolproof. Then I remember that in the novel, Celia was a minor celebrity. Her face was everywhere. Disappearing wouldn't be easy. Also, Ethan Addams has the resources of an entire corporate empire and the patience of a brick wall. If he doesn't want to be dumped, he won't be dumped. I groan and collapse backward, burying my face in a pillow. Why couldn't I have woken up as Sophia Stone? She gets the guy, the promotion, and an emotionally stable personality. The door knocks. Celia, Ethan's voice low and calm. We need to talk. I freeze. Nope, not today. Step 6, avoid emotional conversations until further notice. I tiptoe toward the window like a criminal. The balcony is 3 floors down. My options, dignity or survival. Celia. I grab the curtains. Survival it is, all right. I can do this. All I need to do is sneak out of the room. Avoid Ethan Addams, 6'2", emotionally repressed. Probably trained in hostage negotiation, and get to the car before he finds me. Easy. Except the door is locked, from the outside. I blink. He did not just. Oh, he did. He locked me in. Okay, I whisper. This is fine. I've read enough novels to handle this. Step 1, stay calm. Step 2, find an exit. Step 3, dramatically disappear while looking gorgeous. I rush to the balcony, 3 floors down. There's ivy. There's a decorative ledge. There's also a 97% chance I'll die doing this. But I'd rather face gravity than an early engagement meeting. I climb out in my silk nightgown, muttering prayers to every deity available. Please let this be sturdy. Please let this be sturdy. Halfway down, my foot slips. I shriek, catch myself, and hang there like an extremely panicked bat. Then a voice drifts from above me. Calm, deep, infuriating. Enjoying the view, Celia. I look up. Ethan is standing on the balcony, arms crossed, wearing that I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed expression that could melt steel. Don't you dare say anything, I hiss. He raises a brow. I wasn't going to, but since you're halfway to the garden, should I fetch a rope, or the fire department? I'm fine, I yell, slipping again. Totally fine. He sighs, long-suffering, like a man reconsidering all his life choices, and jumps down to the lower ledge effortlessly. Of course he does. One smooth motion, and he's right beside me, holding out his hand. Come on, Celia. I don't need help, I mumble, clinging to the wall. I'm escaping destiny. He stares at me like I've grown 2 heads. By falling off a balcony. I was improvising. Before I can protest further, he catches my wrist and pulls me up effortlessly, steadying me against him. My heart skips. His hand is still on my waist, his breath warm against my ear. Next time, he murmurs, if you want to leave me, just use the door. I open my mouth to argue, but my brain's gone, completely offline. Because up close, Ethan Addams smells like cedar and sin, and looks far too amused for someone who just caught his girlfriend attempting parkour. Now, he says, voice low, want to tell me why you're trying to run away? I glance at the ivy, then at him. Would you believe me if I said I was doing yoga? His jaw tightens, but his eyes, traitorously, sparkle. No, but I'd pay to watch you explain it. I swear, Ethan says, crossing his arms, you're the only woman alive who can turn a balcony into a crime scene. I grin weakly. Talent. He doesn't look amused. Which is fair, I'm currently barefoot, tangled in ivy, and pretending this is all very normal. I'm fine, I say, brushing off my nightgown like a war hero. Just, fresh air, vitamin D. It's midnight, he deadpans. Well, Moonlight D then. He sighs, pinches the bridge of his nose, and mutters something about losing his mind. I seize the chance. The moment he looks away, I sprint. Barefoot, across the garden, like a scandal in motion. Later. By the time I sneak into the kitchen, I look like I've wrestled a bush and lost. The staff stares. I pretend I'm invisible. Then I see her. Sophia Stone. Pretty, soft-spoken, sweet as cinnamon tea. The girl destined to steal Ethan's heart. AKA, my ticket out of the story. If I can just fast-forward their romance, maybe I can bow out early. She blinks at me, surprised. Miss Whitlock, are you all right? I smile too wide. Perfectly fine, never better. Actually, I was just thinking you're quite lovely, you know that. She looks confused. Thank you. You and Ethan would make a beautiful couple, I blurt. Her teacup freezes halfway to her lips. Pardon. Yes, absolutely stunning. You should talk to him, a lot, constantly even. I gesture vaguely toward the exit. Be anywhere else. Her brows furrow. But you're dating Mr. Addams. Not for long, I chirp, then instantly regret my entire existence. I mean metaphorically, emotionally, temporarily. Sophia stares like I've sprouted wings. Are you sure you're okay? No. I'm a reincarnated villainess trying to stage manage a romance I was supposed to ruin. Yes, I say again. Just testing a theory, bye. And I flee, again. Of course, Ethan finds me. Because apparently, the man has GPS in his soul that tracks my bad decisions. I don't know what's gotten into you lately, he murmurs, but I'm not letting you go until you tell me the truth. The next morning, I wake up to sunshine, birds chirping, and the distinct sound of my impending doom. Because outside my window, Sophia Stone, sweet, gentle Sophia, is standing in the courtyard, talking to Ethan. And he's smiling. Smiling. The same man who looked at me like I was plotting treason last night is now looking at her like she's the cure for his chronic grumpiness. Perfect, the story, finally correcting itself. Good, I whisper. Go on, fall in love. Do it fast so I can retire early. I peek again. Sophia blushes. Ethan laughs quietly. Oh no, he laughed. That's page 112 behavior. The chemistry's already kicking in. I grin and clap softly. Yes, my children, bloom, you fools. Then Ethan looks up, straight at my window. I drop to the floor like I've been shot. Okay. Calm down, it's fine. He probably didn't see me. Miss Whitlock, a voice calls from the hallway. Nope, he definitely saw me. I scramble up, fixing my hair and pretending I haven't been spying. Come in. Ethan steps in, holding 2 cups of coffee like a domestic fever dream. You're up early. So are you, I counter, narrowing my eyes. And sociable. He smirks. Sophia was just asking about the upcoming charity gala. She mentioned she's new in town. Oh good, I think. The plot is speedrunning itself. That's nice, I say, smiling too hard. You should help her settle in, show her around, introduce her to everyone. He studies me. You sound suspiciously enthusiastic. What? No, I love other women. I mean, not love, I support female friendships. I choke on my own words and grab a pillow to hide my face. Never mind. Ethan chuckles, the low, dangerous kind that makes my pulse misbehave. You're acting strange lately. I'm just evolving, I mumble from behind the pillow. He leans closer. Into what exactly? A more emotionally stable person. Really? He tilts his head, amused. Because yesterday you tried to jump off a balcony. That was cardio. He laughs, actually laughs, and I hate how good it sounds. You're impossible. I try, I mutter, then immediately regret the way his eyes soften at that. This man needs to stop looking at me like that. He's supposed to fall for Sophia, not the lunatic trying to push him toward her. Later that day, I find Sophia again, standing outside Ethan's office. Miss Whitlock, she greets sweetly. Mr. Addams invited me to lunch to discuss the gala. Isn't that kind? I beam. So kind, so professional. So romantically convenient. She tilts her head. Pardon. Nothing. Have fun. Don't be shy. Compliment his tie. He secretly loves that. Sophia blushes. Thank you, Miss Whitlock. You're very supportive. I grin and whisper to myself, one step closer to freedom. Then the office door opens, and Ethan's voice calls out. Celia, join us for lunch. I blink. Wait, what? Sophia beams. Ethan smirks. And I realize I'm stuck in a love triangle I'm actively trying to escape. I am officially a genius. A mastermind. A woman of unparalleled intellect. Because I somehow agreed to have lunch with the 2 people who are destined to fall in love with each other, and one of them still thinks we're in a happy relationship. Celia, sit here, Ethan says smoothly, pulling out the chair beside him. Oh no, that's the girlfriend's seat. I was aiming for the friendly bystander who'll fake a phone call midway through and disappear seat. I can sit across, I start, but his hand finds the small of my back, gently guiding me down. Warm, firm, unnecessary. Here's fine, he murmurs near my ear. I freeze, heart thumping. Don't read into it, Celia. He's just touchy, like always, like a red flag with muscles. Sophia sits across from us, looking politely oblivious, flipping open her neat folder. Mr. Addams, I prepared a few ideas for the campaign launch. Ethan, he corrects without missing a beat. No need for formalities. Oh, he never tells people to call him Ethan. That's Chapter 12 behavior. Sophia blushes slightly. Right, Ethan. I should be happy. The chemistry is blooming. The universe is healing. Except, Ethan slides his hand over mine under the table. I jolt, nearly dropping my fork. What are you doing? I hiss. He raises an eyebrow. You seem tense. Tense, me. I'm the calmest human in existence, like a yoga instructor on decaf. He smirks faintly, thumb brushing my wrist. You've been acting strange since Sophia arrived. My brain short-circuits. That's ridiculous. I'm thrilled she's here. She's talented, brilliant, radiates main character energy. Sophia beams. Oh, thank you, Miss Whitlock. Celia, I croak. Please call me Celia. Because I might not survive being called Miss Whitlock, while my ex-future prison sender boyfriend is hand-holding me under the table. Ethan leans closer, voice low. You're awfully jumpy today. Something bothering you? Yes, I want to scream. You, and destiny, and my lack of teleportation powers. Instead, I force a smile. Nope, all good, perfectly fine. Sophia clears her throat, clearly trying to steer the conversation back to the campaign. Mr. Ethan, I think the community event should focus on rehabilitation and education for underprivileged youth. Ethan nods approvingly. That's a solid idea. Celia, what do you think? I blink. Me. Yes, you, he says, smiling slightly. You usually have strong opinions. I snort. That's one way to describe being arrested for property destruction. Sophia looks horrified. Ethan just laughs, low and amused, eyes glinting like he knows exactly what I'm doing. When lunch ends, Sophia excuses herself to make some calls, leaving me alone with the devil himself. He leans back in his chair, gaze steady on me. You've been pushing me toward her all day. I gulp. What? No, I'm just supporting professional collaboration. Right, he says dryly, standing. So it's work. That's why you're shaking every time I touch you. I'm not shaking. He steps closer, close enough that his scent, cedarwood and danger, wraps around me. You keep saying you want space, he murmurs, but every time I give it to you, you look at me like you hate it. My throat goes dry. You're imagining things. Am I? His hand brushes my jaw, light, careful, familiar. Then why aren't you pulling away? I blink up at him, completely frozen, brain begging for divine intervention. Then Sophia's voice rings from down the hall. Ethan, they're ready for us in the conference room. He steps back, but his eyes stay locked on mine. Let's finish this later, he says softly. Oh no. No. I didn't survive transmigration into a villainess just to get emotionally cornered by a plotline. Ethan Addams will not leave me alone. He's everywhere. The hallways, the elevator, the parking lot, my dreams, my nightmares, probably hiding under my bed with a spreadsheet and a smirk. I used to think he was just overprotective, the kind of boyfriend who checks if you got home safe. Now I realize he's the kind who drives you home himself, parks outside your house, and somehow forgets to leave. I pull my coat tighter, sneaking down the corridor of Addams' corp like a spy, avoiding her overly devoted handler. My plan. Simple. Avoid eye contact, avoid proximity, avoid destiny. Except running somewhere, Celia. I jump, turning to see Ethan leaning against the wall, sleeves rolled up, tie loosened, looking every inch the dangerously charming CEO trope. Not running, I lie, just briskly existing. His mouth curves. Briskly existing, huh? Should I assign you a bodyguard for that too? No, I mean no need. I'm perfectly safe, except from mild embarrassment and bad life choices. He pushes off the wall, walking toward me with slow, deliberate steps. You've been avoiding me. Have I? I fake a laugh that sounds like a dying pigeon. No, I've just been busy not going to prison. He stops right in front of me, close enough that I can see the faint stubble on his jaw. You disappear every time Sophia's around. I'm giving her space, I insist. She's new, fresh, sparkling with plot relevance. Ethan's brow furrows. Plot what? Nothing, work thing. He studies me for a long moment. You're hiding something. I'm hiding nothing, just my sanity. His eyes narrow, like he's trying to read every thought I've ever had. Then his tone softens unexpectedly. Celia, did I do something wrong? That catches me off guard. Because the Ethan from the novel never asked that. He was all pride and control, not this quiet concern. My heart wobbles. No, you didn't. Then why are you pushing me away? Because if I don't, you'll fall in love with someone else and ruin both our lives. Because I've already read how this story ends, and I'm trying to change it. But all I say is, I just need space. He steps closer, space to run from me. Space to breathe, I whisper. He hesitates, then, instead of backing away, he reaches up and tucks a strand of my hair behind my ear. The touch is gentle, almost reverent. Then breathe, he murmurs. But don't run. There's one thing I've learned in this cursed new life. It's that love triangles are not fun when you're the doomed corner. So, I've decided to take fate into my own hands. I'm going to help Ethan fall in love with Sophia Stone. Vast. Clean. Painless. For me, at least. I start my operation on Monday morning, armed with a clipboard. A suspiciously forced smile, and the determination of someone who's about to commit emotional arson. Sophia walks into the office, all sunshine, curls, and moral integrity, and Ethan's already in the conference room reviewing reports. Perfect. Target and victim both present. Morning, Ethan. I chirp, probably too loudly. He glances up, mildly startled. You're in a good mood. Oh, I just love teamwork, I say. Speaking of which, you and Sophia should really get to know each other. She's amazing. Sophia blushes. Oh, Miss Witt, I mean Celia. Don't be shy. I grab Sophia by the shoulders and push her gently toward Ethan's chair. She's kind, thoughtful, organized, basically the human opposite of me. Ethan blinks. Celia. I ignore the warning tone. You should totally show her around the company. Bond, build professional chemistry. He folds his arms, expression flat. Professional chemistry. Yes, it's important, builds trust, mutual respect, possibly lifelong emotional attachment, team cohesion. Sophia laughs nervously. I'd love to learn more from Mr. Addams, Ethan, if that's all right. Ethan's eyes don't leave mine. Sure, he says slowly, if Celia insists. I beam. Wonderful, I'll just leave you two to it. 15 minutes later, I'm hiding behind a decorative plant in the hallway, watching them talk. Sophia gestures enthusiastically at some documents. Ethan listens with his usual unreadable face. Good, perfect, flawless progress. Then, he looks up, straight at me. Across the glass wall. Oh no. Our eyes meet. His mouth curves, not into a smile, into something sharper. I duck so fast the plant wobbles dangerously. Celia, his voice is suddenly behind me. I squeak, spinning around. Oh my God, how did you were just... He taps the glass wall with one hand. The door, on the other side. I force a laugh. Right, haha, I was just making sure the air circulation here is optimal for productivity. By spying. Observing, I correct weakly, for morale purposes. He steps closer, lowering his voice. You really want me to fall for her, don't you? Of course. I mean, who would? She's lovely, sane, not prone to nervous breakdowns. He cuts me off quietly. Then, why do you look miserable every time I talk to her? I open my mouth and realize I have no idea how to answer that. Because I do feel miserable. Because even though I want to survive this story, some traitorous part of me hates seeing him look at someone else. I swallow. I'm just invested in your happiness. His gaze lingers, dark and unreadable. You keep saying that. Then he walks away, back to Sophia, back to the plot, leaving me standing there like an idiot with a clipboard and a moral crisis. It's been 4 days since I decided to disappear. Not physically. I still go to work, still smile, still laugh when people talk. But around Ethan Addams, I've turned into a ghost. No more stolen glances. No more sarcastic banter. No more pretending I can handle the way his hand lingers at my waist, like it belongs there. Every time I see him, I remember the ending of the novel, the moment he looks at Sophia with the kind of love that ruins people. And I can't do it. I can't be here to watch that happen. So I make myself small, quiet, invisible. It works for 2 days. Then Ethan starts to notice. Celia, he says one morning, voice sharp, did you get my messages? I don't look up from the papers I'm shuffling. I've been busy. He frowns. You've been avoiding me. Don't be ridiculous. I'm not, he says flatly. You left a meeting halfway through yesterday. You didn't show up for dinner last night. You won't even look at me now. I keep my tone light. You're imagining things. Am I? He steps closer. Then look at me. I freeze. Because I can't. If I meet his eyes, all my careful distance will fall apart. He exhales, the sound low, strained. What did I do wrong? You didn't, I whisper. That's the problem. He goes still, eyes searching my face. Explain. I shake my head, throat tight. There's nothing to explain, I just need some space. Space, he repeats. From what, from me? The hurt in his voice is soft but lethal, like a knife wrapped in silk. Yes, I say, barely audible. He doesn't move, doesn't breathe, just studies me with that cold, unreadable calm he uses when he's trying not to lose control. Celia, if you're upset with me, say it. If it's Sophia. This isn't about her. I cut in too fast. His jaw tightens. Then what is it about? You, me, the ending that's already written. I force a brittle smile. We're just not good for each other, Ethan. You deserve something stable, someone who won't drag you down. He laughs once, quiet, disbelieving. That's what this is. You think you're bad for me. I know I am, I whisper. He takes another step, and for a moment his mask slips and I see it. The fear, the confusion, the raw ache he's trying to hide. I don't understand you anymore, he admits, voice breaking in places I didn't think possible. You're right here, but it feels like you're miles away. My chest tightens. Maybe it's better that way. Better for who? I can't answer. If I do, I'll unravel. So I just walk past him. He doesn't stop me this time. He just says softly, You can run, Celia, but don't expect me not to follow. And the worst part, I want him to. Even though I know he shouldn't, I don't cry. I don't let myself cry. That's rule 7 of my survival plan. Emotions get people killed. Or, in my case, emotionally ruined and possibly imprisoned. But lately, I keep catching myself standing in hallways, staring at his office door, wanting to go in. Wanting to hear his voice. Wanting him. And every time I stop myself, it hurts worse than the ending I'm trying to avoid. I sit in my car after work, hands gripping the steering wheel, trying to breathe through the ache in my chest. He's been quiet. No more teasing, no more chasing me around with that infuriating smile. Just silence. And somehow, that silence hurts more than anything else. The next day, I find him in the garden outside the office, standing under the oak tree where we used to eat lunch together. He doesn't notice me at first. He's looking down at his phone, expression unreadable, sleeves rolled up like always. I should turn around. Leave. Stick to the plan. But my feet move before my brain can stop them. He looks up. And when his eyes meet mine, I feel something twist inside me, that painful, electric thing I've been pretending doesn't exist. Celia, he says quietly. I force a small smile. Hi. Hi. A pause, then. You've been avoiding me again. I told you, I just needed space. His jaw tightens. And I gave it to you, all of it. You wanted me to back off, I did. You wanted me to stop calling, I did. And now it feels like you're gone. His voice breaks on that last word, just barely. I look down. Nails digging into my palms. Maybe that's for the best. He laughs softly, bitterly. You keep saying that like it's supposed to convince me. Because it's true, I whisper. You're not supposed to be with me, Ethan. You're supposed to be with someone who makes you happy, someone easier. Someone like Sophia, he says flatly. I flinch. He takes a step closer. Is that it? You're pushing me toward her because you think it'll fix whatever this is between us. I don't answer. Say something, he demands, voice rough now. I'm trying to protect you, I finally choke out. From what? From me. The words tear out of me before I can stop them. And then the world just stills. Ethan stares at me like I've just broken something sacred between us. His voice drops to a whisper. Do you really think I need protecting from you? I don't answer. I can't. Because if I open my mouth again, I'll confess everything. The truth, the story, the ending where he walks away from me forever. Instead, I take a shaky breath and turn to leave. But before I can, his hand catches my wrist, not rough, not demanding, just desperate. Celia, he says softly, Whatever you think you've done, whatever you're scared of, it's not enough to make me stop caring. The gentleness in his tone almost kills me. Because I know how this ends. And it isn't with that kind of love. I'm sorry, I whisper, pulling free, but it's already too late. And this time, when I walk away, he doesn't follow. He just lets me go. 3 days. 3 long days since I walked away. I spend them hiding in my apartment, trying to convince myself I did the right thing. The quiet should feel safe. Instead, it feels like suffocating under a blanket that smells like him. Every knock at the door makes my heart leap, then crash when it isn't him. Until the moment it is. The sound is loud, sharp, urgent. Celia. His voice, hoarse, unsteady. I freeze halfway across the room. Go away, Ethan. No. One word, cracked around the edges. I close my eyes. Please, don't make this harder. The door handle rattles, then his voice again, low, raw, unraveling. I'm already past harder. When I open the door, he's there. Hair a mess, tie gone, eyes red-rimmed like he hasn't slept in days. The sight knocks the air out of me. What are you doing here? He steps inside before I can stop him, shutting the door behind us. Looking for the woman who won't even answer her phone, he says. Who tells me it's for the best, while I'm losing my mind wondering what I did wrong. My throat tightens. You didn't do anything wrong, Ethan. Then why are you punishing me like I did? His voice cracks again, and it sounds nothing like the calm, composed man I knew. I turn away, hugging myself. Because you're supposed to be happy, Ethan, and I'm not the person who can give you that. He laughs, broken, bitter. You think you get to decide that for me? You don't understand. Then make me understand, he shouts, finally losing control. Because every day since you left, it feels like someone's ripping something out of me and you just act like it doesn't matter. The room goes silent, except for our uneven breathing. I whisper, if you keep caring about me, you'll regret it. He steps closer, eyes wet now, voice shaking. I already do, not because I love you, but because you keep running like that love's some kind of crime. My chest hurts so much I can barely stand. It is a crime, Ethan. In this story, loving me ruins you. He stares at me, confused, desperate. Story, what are you? Forget it, I choke out. Just please go before I make things worse. But he doesn't move. Instead, he reaches out, trembling fingers brushing the tears I didn't notice falling. Too late, he whispers. You already made it worse. And then he pulls me against him. No finesse, no restraint, just the kind of embrace that feels like breaking and healing at once. His heart pounds against mine, ragged and real. I don't care about the past, or the rules, or whatever ending you're so afraid of, he murmurs against my hair. I love you, Celia. I'm not letting you disappear again. Something inside me cracks open. Because I want to believe him, so badly it hurts. I grip his shirt, sobbing into his chest. You're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to love her. He shakes his head, tears finally spilling. Then I guess I'm rewriting the script. We stay like that, two people clinging to a moment we both know can't last, crying for everything we can't fix, but can't let go of either. When he finally pulls back, his forehead rests against mine. Whatever happens, he whispers, don't shut me out again. I nod through the tears. I'll try. Not enough, he says softly. Promise me. I can't promise forever, not when I know how this world is written. But I promise anyway. Because in this moment, I want to believe we can change the ending. I'm still shaking when he says it. I love you, Celia. The words crash into me like thunder, and for a second, I actually forget to breathe. His hands are still on my face, his thumb brushing the tear clinging to my jaw, his eyes, so damn raw it hurts to look. And then, Ethan. My stomach drops. That voice. No, 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 no. I turn slowly, dread crawling up my spine. Sophia Stone stands in the doorway, holding a folder that slips from her fingers and hits the floor with a sound far too loud for how fragile the moment feels. What is this? She stammers, eyes darting between us. Ethan, what the hell is this? Ethan doesn't move, doesn't even blink. His grip tightens on my wrist when I try to pull away. Celia, he says, low, warning. Don't, I choke, shaking my head. Ethan, let me go. Sophia's expression hardens. Are you kidding me? You're with her. I can feel her anger, the disbelief twisting into something uglier. She takes a step forward, voice sharp. I've been defending you to the entire office, and this is what you're doing with her. Ethan finally speaks, his tone calm, too calm. You should leave, Sophia. What? She sputters. Excuse me. His gaze doesn't even flicker to her. It's still on me, intense, burning. This isn't about you. The air goes cold. Sophia actually laughs, a brittle, disbelieving sound. Not about me. I walked in on whatever this is, and you're telling me it's not about me. Exactly, he says flatly. It never was. Something in Sophia's face cracks. The silence stretches, suffocating. I pull my wrist free, my voice barely a whisper. Ethan, stop. He finally looks at me, and for a moment I see it, regret, heartbreak, the storm behind his eyes. But I can't do this. I can't become that Celia. So I take a step back, then another. I'm sorry, I say to no one and everyone. I'm so sorry. And then I run. I run until my lungs burn. Until the city lights blur into smears of gold, and tears sting my eyes. I just keep thinking, this is how it starts. This is how she lost everything. The original Celia would have screamed, begged, clawed for control. Me, I just want peace. I want to walk away before I ruin everything again. But apparently, fate has a sense of humor. Because when I turn the corner, there he is, Ethan Addams, leaning against his car like he's been waiting for me the whole time. His ties loose, his expression wrecked. Took you long enough, he says quietly. I stop a few feet away, my heart pounding. You shouldn't have followed me. He pushes off the car, steps closer. You really think I'd let you run again? Ethan. No, his voice breaks, soft but fierce. No more running, Celia, not from me, not from whatever this is. I look away, trembling. You don't understand. I know how this story ends. I become someone I hate. I lose you. I lose everything. He cups my face, gentle this time, like he's afraid I'll shatter. Then we'll rewrite the damn story. My throat tightens. You can't change fate. He smiles, small, tired, but real. I can if you're with me. And that's it. The dam breaks. I sob, actually sob into his chest, and he holds me like he's never letting go again. No more scripts, no more fear, just us. Sophia doesn't show up again. She sends a message a week later, polite, distant, like someone who's decided to let go too. And maybe that's what we all needed. A reset. Months later, when Ethan takes my hand at the Addams family gala and whispers, "Still think you're the villain?" I just laugh, brushing my thumb over his. Not anymore, I say. Turns out I got the rewrite after all. He smiles, the rare, unguarded one I love most, and leans in to kiss me. Soft, steady, certain. For once, it's not the end of a tragedy. It's just the beginning of our story.